Welcome to Modern Hackers. Please subscribe and do not forget to like the video if you have enjoyed. This is the third episode of Alpha model BMW M4. This is a widebody kit, custom build. You can find a custom 3D part extension in the video description and check out the previous videos, how it's printed, how it's prepared, how the body prepared. So if you remember, we have painted with the real BMW color, sunset orange, C1X color code. This is a wonderful paint. You can check in the part 2 video how it's made. In the today episode, we will continue from the painted result. So we will prepare it for coating. So if you remember, the kit not just had the body, also it has door openers. That also has to paint it with the same color. Don't forget, this is an important detail of the kit. After the painting, I usually using a dryer machine for improve the cure time, especially for the one component paint. After the paint, I got an impressive result. Just very little sanding was needed on the one component automotive industrial paint. So it was a metallic type of paint with small particles. It's handled like a silver or chrome paint, so without any dust clogs problems, just went to the surface. So the tricky part is the rooftop of the car, because there is a carbon decal in the kit. I'm not recommending that built-in carbon decal. Instead of, you should prepare your own one and get, for example, a different material from a plastic material instead of a decal material. So for applying that, just the top, the car top, I painted black, gloss black, because the carbon decal, it's also black based, dark based. I used my own sticker, adhesive sticker, for figure out the surface, the roof, top roof size, measured. I put the sticker onto the back slide of the Tamiya carbon decal sheet and cut out. The benefit of this Tamiya one is very simple. It's not a paper-based material, it's rather a plastic-based material, which really handle better the two-component clear coats. You can go better. Otherwise, the built-in decal, this large decal, can be defected with a two-component clear coat. Just this is the only reason I use this one, no any other reason. If you go with one component paint, one component clear coat doesn't matter. The two component clear coat's more aggressive and it's a more flat surface. So for that workflow, I'm recommending this Tamiya one. You can find this Tamiya decal in the description of the video. I'm recommending you that do not put any decal softener until it's not at the correct place, and just put very moderate value level of decal softener, because in this large surface the decal can be softened too much and then you lose the shape, and after you need to cut. That's also an option if you cut, but if you lose the shape, it's lose also the material dimensions. The most important not to have any air bubble underneath. Air bubble can cause issue on the 2-component clear coat. Before the clear coat, apply any other decals like logo, brand logos, model number. Don't forget, because the clear coat can save them and put more shinier finish. I put a little bit down the M4 logo because there is a tail, a small tail will be also attached to it. The front grille decal with softener, and here you go, start the clear coat. So it's a 2-component clear coat. I used hardener, I used thinner, details in the description. The first layer and first coat needs to be thin. Airbrush tool, link also in the description. Also for the top rooftop decal, you need to make sure it's also thin, the first coat. Second coat should be equally thin. You can wait 10-20 minutes between the coats if you keep on room temperature or if you use some heating machine. Don't worry if you see some dust in it. You can still, in this case, remove the dust with spray, hairspray, or with hand between the layers. But if you will have more serious layers, more thicker layers, at that stage you won't be able to remove any dust. You don't need to worry on that. Based on these multi-layers, the dust is going to the top, and you will be able to sand this if you don't make too thick layers. If you keep the logic 20 minutes for each layers, and maybe 2 rounds of spraying for each layers, from the 3rd layer, 4th and 5th layer you can add more material. It can be more thicker, forgiving. You need to see and monitor the status of the layers. If you feel it's orange peeling, then you need to immediately increase the thinning ratio. If you don't see orange peeling, go ahead. For the carbon top, don't worry. The carbon, if the carbon has carbon type material, then this varnish is building carbonish like that. Don't worry, there is enough varnish there. So you will need to bit sand this. This is how this carbon reacts with this varnish. But you should also put enough to the top in order to sand this after polishing. Before the polishing, we will sand this down. A As you can see, as more layers came to the surface, the paint start darkening. It's darker and darker, so it's like getting the real shape of and feeling of sunset orange. This is now beautiful color. It's darker and darker. So impressive. This paint is also shining dark. It's like a small reflective kind of flip-flop, but it's metal particles giving this shape that reacting to the light sources. Sometimes dark, sometimes light. It's a real automotive paint underneath. This two-component paint that I'm using, also an automotive paint, automotive two-component paint, you can find in the video description. You need to make sure for the heavy elements that requires a lot of polishing, like the bonnets, you put enough to the top, you put enough. These are the critical parts. Don't worry if you see some dust particle, you will be able to sand this down and polish. This two-component paint is forgiving. So easy to sand, so easy to handle. You can completely remove this dust that we see on the previous screen. Just the workflow is sand this 2000 or 3000, rather 3000 finish. You may need to sand multiple times if you see some imperfection. The sanding is the most critical part. If you're not sanding this properly, the polishing and the finish won't be nice. If you sand too down, that's also not good, but these two-component automotive clear varnish, you can sand this forgiving level, so you don't need to worry. It's not going off easily. Especially the areas that when you put enough, at least 5 coats. I put minimum 5 coats to this model. The parts that I plan to sand. Those parts that I did not plan to sand, like brake calipers or others, I just put 4 is also enough. I started polishing with 3M high cut polishing compound. I went through the body 1 or 2 times with this high cut polishing compound. This is the green one, the box is the green one, the compound is white when you get out from the box. After the high cut, I use the medium cut. The medium cut color is, the box color is yellow, and the compound it's a bit bluish, light blue. And I'm using the medium polishing sponge, both the high and medium cut. You should not over polish, just to be clear. You can remove the paint if you're not careful, but if you have enough layers, you don't need to worry on that. I gave many polishing rounds and sanding rounds on that. Much more forgiving than a 1K clear coat. So comparing with Mr. Robbie Mr. Color, you have more options to sand, more options to polish with these 2K paints, 2K varnish. You get cleaner and more transparent results with this 2-component clean varnish. Doesn't mean the 1 component not good. I could make very similar, but this one is easier to polish. And finally I'm soft polishing with hologram remover 3M. It's also blue, it's fully blue, and this is giving a shiny finish surface everywhere. If you see somewhere some scratch from the sanding, you need to revisit, you need to check. Before, after cleaning, you will see all scratches and dents. Make sure everything is soft enough. After polishing, you need to remove the polishing compound with water and with some soft towels. You should see this beautiful surface shining back. Next to the body, the smaller parts, the body components needs to be also painted. I used Mr. Robbie Mr. Color gloss black paint. It's a regular gloss black paint. This is compatible well also with the 2-component clear coats. I used for this one Mr. Hobby leveling thinning, as usual. Painted minimum 2 or 3 layers to have enough coverage. These are the parts that previously prepared in the part 2, part 1 videos, also alpha model and 3D printed extra wide body kit elements. Some decorative elements, left and right side of the body, the front brake calipers. I selected black fitting for the wheels rims, the rear brake calipers. The left and right mirrors, so the base paint will be black, gloss black. Don't forget to put enough coverage. And the wheels. So I also decided to change the wheels to these custom ones. If you remember, in the beginning I showed you a render. I took part making this render and selecting the colors for the renders, and I was rendering this picture. So I want to make sure the outcome and the design is similar to the render I made for this BMW. So it will be this tuned wheel, kind of GDM style. That's an overall feeling, but not. You can find also the wheel rims STL file in the description. It's also this custom part coming from the STL design itself from Pixelsun, so it's a downloadable, purchasable extra components to the alpha model. One type of wheel is the front, one type of wheel is the rear. Wider and thinner additions. The wheelbase wider and thinner, the wheel hub. I used the built-in rubber material. I did not print the tire rubber to new one. It was perfectly fit. The rubber tire that was built in the kit and reused and just mounted to these 3D printed wheels. I used Mr. Hobby Mr. Color Surfacer for this. The wheel is also painted with the same Mr. Color black, gloss black. You need to make sure each side of the wheel painted. Antenna, the shark antenna, radio antenna, GPS antenna. Don't forget there are on the front mask, there are some of these panels which should also be primed, painted. So I had to cut out this in an early stage from the kit. Take care about the painting. You need to make sure you're not over spraying these fence type of mask elements. So these painted elements needs to be varnished. So with the same type of 2 component varnish used to them. Multiple layers, at minimum 3-4 layers, some of them 5. Those ones that are expected to be polished should have 5. ducktail has to have 5 spoilers, 5 layers of varnish. And you need to make sure you also add to the edges, because if you're polishing these components, the edges can get big force from the polisher head, can fall off if there is no enough coat, clear coat there. Again, if you will have some dust, you will be able to sand this down a bit later. Here you go. This is the result after polishing, cleaning, and together with the parts. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please continue following the build. Thank you for watching Modern Hackers. Please do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you have enjoyed.